Okay. I think we're all good. I think we're all good. So, yeah. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. Today, we are just going to go do some win streaking, and I thought it'd be a good idea just to play a few games, go on slow things. I already put one video up on this, and kind of go through a lot, because I think it's actually worth explaining many different things, strategies, develops, and I don't know, maybe building that sort of community thing around all that stuff. Today we're just going to do a Lapis run. I'm going to pick whatever I damn well please. And then we're going to go through and just see what we can do. Yes, that is the right thing to play about. So let's do it. Let's do it indeed. Yeah, I got a bit of a personal project that's ongoing at the moment, so have been very lax with actually having time to play games and stuff. So yeah, it's been very stressful, I guess, overall. Not stressful, but like, you know, focusing on that more than anything else as well. So let's put that in there, reroll that as well. Lots of threes. So it's kind of nice just to have that time to sit back and relax, I guess, more than anything else. Put that in there. Let's do some damage and attack. And hopefully we'll get the kill here. There we go. So I think, like, especially as we start getting into, like, later descent stages, it's going to be... Ooh, Seaward. I do like my Seaward. That is actually pretty good to pick up. We're going to have to, like, focus on getting particular things and kind of, like, what we end up going for with a basic strategy for stuff as well. And I think it's going to be a good idea, especially as I'm kind of streaming it today, to kind of go through that process and... kind of just end up like talking about kind of like why I'm doing stuff in a particular way, how I feel like that's going to affect things, and so on and so forth, yeah. We can actually remove that guy at the back anyway and save ourselves some damage, and then go ahead. And then, because I've been a bit lax, I might end up streaming tomorrow as well if I get a bit of time, so that is also on my list of stuff I would like to do. Cool thing about it is Seaward actually works out quite well in defending myself and also giving me extra damage. So pretty much technically I don't lose anything by having low cost Seaward stuff, because I also get the Fury from it, so that's kind of nice as well. So we actually can defend and also attack. Although I could have got more out of that maybe. So Seaward is actually a really good pickup, and I do like Seaward. It's both offensive and defensive, just not strong on the defensive side overall. Winter's Bite is a nice choice as well. It gives me extra dice to use things, and I think I might take that here. Glacial Sphere, we had some fun with this in the past, especially getting down to 1, because it essentially does the same thing, but I get extra damage, and the Rupture effect is actually pretty good at adding that on, either way on those. So these are actually pretty interesting things on what we're discussing as like offensive spells. What would I want to do? I'm going to take the Glacial Sphere. I think it has a better upside late game and stuff, so I'm going to focus on taking that. I think just to make sure we solidify our defense, we should upgrade my Seaward and then move straight into the Elite Belt and see what we get. And let's see what we get indeed. Now, main plan now, as we can always see, will be to set up Seaward, get as much defense as we believe is necessary, then basically attack. Other bits I should be doing is using this as my first attack as well, rather than my second one on particular enemies, because if I got a 4, it triggers it anyway, and we also get the Rupture effect triggering on it also. So there is some of that to kind of play around with as well. Probably should have rolled this first, but Do I accept the 4 damage? I think I do, just to get 6 on them. So we're gonna have to try and figure out like what the best case is for certain hits and stuff. That's a 5, that's brilliant. It's a 1, it's a 4. So we can do that. Like technically this only does 4 damage, so I lose damage, but the next hit gets an extra 2, so it's actually better to do that here and then do the 6 on here because I don't get any more out of it. So loads of little hits are going to be really good and useful against this. We'll defend. Again, I think we hit for 8 here and then get the extra 2 again. So we get the 6 plus that. And hopefully we can actually maybe get the good old hit out here. That's 6. Maybe not enough, actually. That's 5 and 7. We get 6. No. Okay. I mucked that up. Should have played that better. Hopefully you'll get it next turn. Hopefully get it next turn. I took a gamble, so I was like, why not try and take the gamble if I can. And yeah, then 4, and then the 6. Should have got my thunder. We've got an interesting setup. A bit of like in-turn scaling as well as other stuff as well, so it's not bad. Multi-jet. I do like that. It's not bad. I think I could get something better though. Like, I've got no utility spells at the moment. Like, I've got some options for offensive stuff. Like, this is basic. This has got upgrade potential. Sea Ward is really good for my defense, so I'm quite happy with that. Aqua Fortis could be worth upgrading, but there's no defensive slot here, so we'll reroll. Sleet Sky is very good. I will take that. What are we trading out for it? I think we do trade out the Ice Spear and put this in, and then get this up to be an extra even die back. So I get to re-roll stuff, it also starts scaling it, and then we can have a bit of fun on that. No, it's actually pretty good. Rain continue. Rain down countdown. And plus 1 rain every second turn, which would reduce this countdown, which is actually kind of useful. Not bad. We don't apply afflictions and potions to give me power, which I technically have a potion. That could be cool if we get more of them. Tear glass. Huh. This would lead me into a rain build, but I don't think it's that great for what I'm trying to do currently at the moment, so maybe we should leave it and see if we get something better, which that is actually pretty good. Enchanted Eye to receive power would be cool, but no, the Crystal Vortex is a good option. Now, I might as well go to shop here, because the shop's going to give me at least options to buy stuff. And I can actually kind of like maybe do something about that. And I do like my Amalgamate. That does kind of beat this out. We have some flexibility generating other dice, plus this also can be upgraded to deal some damage. I will take the regen potion, just because I think that's going to be useful as well, and then we'll move on. So we got something that gives me extra ways to generate other value, and we can have a bit of fun. We can have a bit of fun. Because that way I can also generate very specific die with low die as well. So like here I can generate a 6 and then generate another 6 as well to make sure that I got 2 6s into here to get the even stuff. So that's kind of like the good way of making use of what's been given to me, right? Then I get the even back, and yeah. Now here I could just use the Glacial Sphere, but there's actually really no point because I can actually put the damage into here, although I should fluctuate a little bit to ramp up some of this. And then put that in there, and then we can maybe one-shot one of these guys immediately as soon as we begin. You never know. You never know indeed. So we'll reroll that. So we get a 4, reroll that. This is 1. Reroll that. That's a 2. Let's put the 2 in there for defense. We get 32 damage on that guy, so we can use that one, and then set up more defense. Glacial Sphere might be the thing that comes out of this now, because we've actually got like an interesting setup. But we'll have to see, we'll have to see. I do like the way this is going though. And, you know, we can kind of like leak out extra value. Ooh, 6. I'll reroll that 6 actually, like I can probably get more value somewhere else with that. which, yeah, we can do. Because we probably won't be using the Glacial Sphere now as like a hit by itself. We'll be using it to, like a multi-hit thing. We'll be using it as a single hit. So, yeah, it's kind of like what we want to do. Ooh, Encase Azor is actually a pretty good defensive option. But so is Poison Barrier. And it technically gives me a way, like an out instead if I don't want to use the Sleet Sky, right? Because stuff hits me, I get defense, so there is that option there as well I'm thinking about. I like the Encase Azor because the fact that it's constant defense, and I can also hold on to die for other stuff, which is kind of useful as well in that aspect, and there's other things I can use than that for. Or we can just get extra damage, extra fury with the upgrade, so I'm going to take that. I like the Azure spells. I think they're actually pretty useful, and there's some flexibility in those. We'll heal up, because I might as well. Don't want to take any risks. Again, getting that mindset of trying to play consistently safe and picking things that I know are good and stuff like that is going to be a smart idea. We're going to immediately generate this, so our reroll is going to be pretty good. I'm going to do that as well. Start flicking through some die, generating some lovely fury. Now we can generate some good defense, which, again, is a good idea. Get as much as possible. And then we'll do our big bulk damage. Now, do I want to take this guy out, or do we want to start hitting the front guy? There are kind of two options to this. I prefer to hit that guy. We should have enough DPS to get this guy down in 4 turns anyway, which that means 6 if we drag this out longer, which I don't want to do. So, use the same thing again, get the 6s set up, chuck 2 6s in there, we get a die back, get to roll this a little bit. And that's another one there, and then we pop this in here. This is actually really good fun. I'm liking this build already. Like, the upgrade, a different spell here would be actually pretty useful. So there is those thoughts to have. Didn't get much else here. Ooh, a 6, so we can do this. I'm loving this, just in the idea that the Amalgamate with the Sleet Sky is actually working so much in my favor that it's kind of ridiculous. Oh, here we go again. We could actually get some good defense, but we don't actually need it, so... let's get that down below the threshold that we care about. And then, yeah. So we can do this to go into here. That will roll me an extra die. That goes to 1. We can just reroll this a little bit. We got our damage, and there we go. First guy down. Indeedy. Now what we've got to pick from here. I'm going to go pick odd turns. Extra die is not bad. I have the consistency to kind of use that. We'll double check what my spell is here. A Liquefy. Toxic Mist, which... There is a reason to have that, because, like, the poison is kind of nice, and then the weakness is also pretty good, and it's 3 enemies, which is random, so it can apply 3 times as well, so you technically get 9 with that on bosses, if they're just by themselves. Water Vortex is interesting with the flip and the rain. I'm going to reroll these, I think you're guessing better. Rime Hail. Rime Hail indeedy. I think we take that, to be honest. I generally think we take that. We don't care about Malice because we're not going to apply anything on there. We got a Toxic Knowledge, which is actually, again, pretty good. You can get some really good Toxic Skin up. It's one of the 2 spells that have it as well. But I think Rime Hail is the build we go here. Rime Hail is the build. Let's reroll these, see what else we get. There is the interesting part of that. I think we go this, though. An auto-cast on something is actually still pretty useful, and then it gives me the ability to kind of, like, force stuff, like Amalgamate auto-casting to give me the 6 and a 4 every other turn is really good, and I don't actually lose that, so it's technically better than other stuff. Or I just get, like, an extra die, and every other turn with Sleet Sky plus the extra gain. So there's kind of 2 things we can do with this, which is kind of ideal. The only problem with this is this upgrade. I probably want to go for the defense if we're using this to get extra die, so there is a different debate on there. Lefto spell every even turn. So I'll think about it, because the extra die is more important. I can then kind of maybe generate other stuff. I'm guaranteed a 6 and a 4 every other turn now, which kind of means that the value of having the In-Case Azor up is going to be really good. Currently at the moment we want Rhyme Hail instead of this in, because Rhyme Hail is going to be really good, and the option to get it down to the countdown is going to be even better as also, rather than just the 3. So yeah, I think we're actually in a good spot. Now where is the thing? It's over there, so we're going to the right. I always want to try and get the artifacts. I think they're actually pretty good. I think they're probably the more important than most of the things that we're going to be doing, so instantly get the 3 on there. That hasn't triggered. We've got lots of 1s, so that's not brilliant. Let's reroll some of these die. Ooh, we can generate a 5, so let's do that. Put both those in there with the 2 back. We can actually forcibly generate a 3 here if we wanted to, but I don't actually care about that. Although we got it anyway. I just care about getting enough defense, maybe, to make sure that I don't have any particular issues, which we do. And we'll just stack up until we need to one-shot the guy, is pretty much the plan. And we're going to 2 here anyway, so ooh, look at that. Immediately get exactly what we're looking for. So let's max out our damage, and then Rhyme Hail for the kill. This is going to be fun, this is going to be fun. Ooh, another Glaciate. Now, is that better than what we got? I like Seaward. Seaward's really useful. It's giving me extra damage. Glaciate, again, is like something I really do like. Rerolling lower spell doesn't really help me. I'd rather generate more spells. Having defense is kind of irrelevant. I think I give up on the Glaciate here. Like, it could be a good spell to go in one of these slots, but with what I currently have, with Rhyme Hail, Seaward and stuff, and the Amalgamate, I'm already getting everything I need. And hopefully, like, I just need one more defense spell, so like In-Case Azor helps me with some dice economy. The Glaciate is so good. With the extra dice I'm going to have, that's good defense for the setup when I don't have the extra dice, so I'll pick it up. I talked myself into it. We're thinking about stuff, like, somewhat efficiently. That's the main thing, right? Now, what have we got here? Wash Away, giving some guys weakness when we get block is kind of interesting. The Akashic Aqua, which gives me the chance to get the ability to get the reinforce with 2 6s, which helps me defend myself, but we don't really care about that. We're just going to one-shot stuff is the plan. So none of this really helps. I think we'll just start disenchanting some things. So Glacial Spear can go, Ice Spear can go, Aqua Fortis can go. And I think we should go for artifacts. I think that is the idea here. Dice roll, rupture every 10 dice roll, poison on there. Does give 3 poison. There is a reason to do that as well. Overall, not too sure if it's the way I want to go, but it has some value. We'll reroll though. I think rerolling is good. 10 sigils plus 2 to run a spell. Enemy death, get an extra dice. And then just, I'll take the 5 poison. It's just extra damage to start stuff off with, that's fine. Kind of would have got more value out of the... I'm only really attacking like once per turn anyway. Ah, it's the damage check. Nice to see you, friend. Nice to see you. This is going to be interesting. This will be interesting. Yeah, so this is where the 6s are really annoying when I can't use them, so I need something that allows me to use them if I have too many of them. 2 4s, that's immediately useful. So I guess I should reroll 6s every single time unless I've already got some other way to use them. Let's set up another 3. Let's reroll a 2 into a 1. Reroll that one. We've got 31 damage. Let's up a Seaward. Get some more. 34 times 3 is not enough. And then I guess we just pass. We'll get there. We'll blow stuff up. That's the plan. The plan. It's all in the plan. No, we want to keep that. So we do this and this. We get the other die. We get another 3. We can fluctuate that. Just fluctuate it again. Do it again. We don't get anything else, which means I can't put it in there. That goes in there, and then we one shot. DPS race. Let's go. Ooh, a poison potion. Nice shot. Nice shot. And then we get all this stuff. The prescience is interesting to pick up. I'm going to have 6s. It'd be nice to put stuff into there as well. We can give it an extra charge so we can get 2 more. The power gain could be kind of useful as well, and it does give me extra die to kind of keep going. So there is a reason to take this. There is actually a really good reason to take it, because I can generate 6s on the go as well, which is just going to give me more dice for later and stuff, which means I can hopefully start helping with my defensive things, but it's not immediate, which is the thing I'm thinking on. Yeah, I think I've talked myself into that, actually. I think I have talked myself into it. So I'm going to put this in. I'm thinking of just putting in the Encase Azor right now, because then I get extra dice I can carry across if I ever need to. And I think then getting like the extra bit here with 2 dice could be pretty good. I'll see how this goes maybe in the next fight. What else we got? Ooh, Molly's Bindle. Fury and Barrier, I do like the idea of that. Issue is if I get 1s rolled, I will lose the dice, which is not very good for my dice economy. Don't attacks twice, and every time we gain block, apply Rupture to an enemy, which we don't really gain little bits of block, we gain block as a whole group, so I'm going to skip on that. Spell Afflictions increased by 1, every 3 countdown spells, less spells against 1 charge, and every time 3 times losing a health. Not very good either. That's probably one of the worst lot I've got overall. Countdown spells, I don't have any, but maybe we get 1. Every 3 times losing health. I guess we'll take it, because maybe it becomes applicable. Could be interesting if you manage to poison yourself. That'd be interesting. Ooh, Plunge. Trigger every turn. Frost Ray is interesting, and Royal is not bad, but I'm going to reroll these. Auto Cast Knight is not very good. Ooh, Crushing Wave. Ooh. The Plagas with the Reinforce and the extra Fury as well. Yeah, I'm going to take that. I think that's actually pretty good. And to be honest, because it acts as a defensive tool, there is a reason for me to maybe want to put this in now and work this with the Glaciate also. So that pretty much takes the Seaward out. We upgrade Glaciate, shove this in, and then those other way, and then keep the Encase Azor back maybe, or put the 3 signs. Essentially, these two do the same thing, except I get defense with this one. I don't with this. Because this combos with the Fury gain anyway. This is also already ×2. Again, I got options. I got really good options. Water, Earth, Fire spell, Air spell. I'm going to go for an Earth one, actually. There are some good ones I would like to take. Ooh, Savagery, 2 times on the X. But again, we already got something better than that. Gain 4 power, could be interesting. Giving extra spells. Earthbane is weird, but not really good. Blossom. Actually, yeah, with that thing on it is so good. I get to roll a sapling die for 3, which is going to keep going around. I get to repeat it as well, which means that we actually had +6 to 3 random, or obviously, yeah, a +1 to 3 random die twice. So I put a 3 in here and I get 6 back. And I can also do it to 4 times, or do that. That's a good pickup. That's a really good pickup. Man, I'm spoiled for choice here. I am really spoiled for choice. I think we do this because, like, we're going to have sapling die and all sorts of stuff as well. So, yeah. So, like, instantly 6s and stuff can go into there. We can start, like, doing all sorts of cool things with it. I think we reroll the one first, see what we get. Okay, that 3 can go in there. And that's another 3 there, which we don't really worry about. But I can do 2 3s, so we might as well. Get a 4 back. If we do this, merge both of these to generate 2 die. I think we re-roll this. We get a 6 back if we go for that, which you can re-roll. Into a 4, which goes straight into that. Nice. $28 3 times. Can I generate a 3 is a question? Yes, I can. So let's do that. Put both those in there. And we take this guy out here, because I don't want the extra stuff, although we probably could have got rid of this guy anyway. I can reroll this a little bit. Let's do it again. Do it again. Put a 6 in here, because I can't do any of those stuff. We get the depletes effect triggering. And the 5s I can't use, so... Yeah, I do need something to kind of throw stuff at that I can kind of drop stuff into, which would be nice. And that's not enough damage just yet, so... Roll. That gives me a 4, that and that can go in there to generate another die. Reroll that thing. Do it again. Put the 2 in there. Do the damage. We're having a pretty good setup. We're having a pretty good setup. Now, none of this is actually worth this. Let's roll. Bubble. Chill core. Again, they're kind of interesting. The reroll on this for 6 is not bad, and it's probably actually still pretty useful to pick up anyway. But I think my build is slowly coming together anyway. I'll take max life here, just because I should be smart. I don't want to keep Blossom around. I think it's still a good idea to do that, so let's just continue on. It can generate 2 6s, which isn't bad. Also gives me defense. So let's do that. Put that and that together. That and that go in there. That and that go in there. Get something back. That's a 4. Into a 6, into a 5. What happens if we do this? We just get the die back. Okay. Just check the poison on that thing anyway. Like, having weakness and stuff, I don't think is really going to affect me in a negative way anyway, so I don't think I need to be too worried overall. Right. So we've got 2 6s. That's a 4 and 3. Let's put that in there and just let these kind of trigger 3. This is actually really good. I didn't expect to get something like that, like in the way I wanted it to. Another 3. Let's reroll that as well. That's another 6 I can't use, so I guess I'll put 2 in there, get some value out of that. And then take this guy out to the power. Not take him out, but do something about him. He won't really defend anyway. And we're going to start scaling our Fury up, so that's the other thing as well. Like, I don't need to worry about like what I can get in regards to value. I can just allow it to happen on repeat whenever I feel like I need it. And I'll put the 4 in there. Another 3. I'll reroll this. We get a 1. I can generate another 3, so we can add that up on there, and put this 3 and whatever into there. The 4 goes into there. Do we need to do this? Yeah, I mean, it is a kill, Sun's that guy. Absolutely worth it. And then we can set up for the rest of the turns. I don't need to borrow anything else. We can keep these around. I got a good run here. I got a good run. I'm wondering if, like, how consistent stuff like this as a setup is going to be, especially for like late games and stuff. But it's interesting. It is interesting. Let's use this first, so I know what we're dealing with. Should get lots of 6s and stuff maybe to at least generate on this. I do get 2 6s, so I'll use them immediately. And then I have a 3. We got the 4 to go in there. I can generate another 4, I think, if I wanted to, but I'll actually reroll it first. There we go. That goes in there, 38 damage. We do rotate him in that, but I have fully blocked as well, so... could have gambled, I could have gambled for it. Maybe should have done as well. And then they go take the gun. We aren't going to risk it. Yeah, we're only at descent 0, so we'll basically slowly build up. Ooh, crooked dice. Dreadstone I do like, but that's always a problem. And extra 2 die just to start off with. The effect count. Yeah, I'm taking that. Etherweed is so good. Oh, and the Frozen Mantle. Man, I'm getting everything. Okay, so Frostcore is one of those ones where I would take it just to have the fun, right? The best one here is because this has got the reduction on it and also the loss in charges. It is so good. I have to take that because that is like the best roll you could get on this for the Frost Mantle with the Grave Chill, because I'm going to get Icy Dice, which is going to add to extra defense. I can copy them and get more of them. This is the same thing. I'm going to get extra dice anyway, which I could technically use, but the real thing I want would be the doubling of the Fury, so I can maybe one-shot stuff. But I don't know what the boss is going to be, otherwise I may have gone for this. This just makes sure I shore up my defenses, which are maybe on a little bit of the weaker side, because I just don't have like a very particular thing that is useful to do that. But I'm going to have a lot of enchanted die if that's the case. The smart play is Frost Mantle. I'm going to take Frostcore. I want to see if I can actually do one of the challenges that I've been trying to do for ages. And I got the wrong boss for it, so never mind. Never mind indeed. We should still be good. Like, it's not much of a problem, but it's something to watch out for. Something definitely to watch out for. I will throw a run just to complete a challenge if I get the opportunity to do it. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to take on that Ether Echo. Pay to upgrade a spell. I'll pay to upgrade a spell. And Malcolm got upgraded, and it got the good upgrade as well. That's actually pretty good. That could have hurt me quite badly. Let's go into here. Ooh, it's the Fury guys. The Frenzy. How delightful. So this is why I like these, having these ether die, because I can actually generate more of them with like higher value stuff. So there is a reason, essentially, for me to like kind of do this, though it doesn't actually matter because this triggers just on the 3. But it's kind of nice to know that this is always going to trigger every turn now. And I'm going to have dice to stick around, so there is that aspect as well, like 6s and stuff. I'm going to reroll that. I'll try that again. Did not get what I wanted, so might be in a bit of trouble here. We'll see if we can generate some stuff to go into the Sea Ward. We do, so there we go. I'm happy with that, and I can actually take one of them out, so I should do that. Yeah, only issue is I can't hit this now, so we've got to be smart, make sure we're not doing something silly. I think that's so many times. I haven't done anything yet, and that's what I get started with. That's brilliant. I have 2 4s, so well, we use the 6s, actually. Get those gone, so I don't have to worry about them. Get a 6 back, we'll re-roll it. Into a 3, which is fine. The 4s can go into here to get value from that. We'll join the 5s together, because they don't actually matter. You know what, I'll re-roll that as well. We'll get a 6 from it. And then, yeah, that's that guy. That guy is gone. And I pass the turn, leaving those to die. I don't know what it is, but I always seem to come up with the most dumbest ideas for builds, and somehow I do this consistently. There we go. That is actually enough already anyway, so let's do that. Ooh, Tidal Hallberg. That technically would help me with my 6 problem that I have, and also kind of feed into giving me better defense if I wanted to go that route. I mean, I technically probably should trade out Seaward for Glaciate here, and it's actually the better choice. Seaward is really good. The issue is I don't get the defense for later, and then maybe add in something like the Plagas as an ender if I get the choice to do that. In case Azor is kind of not worth it now. I think the prescience is no longer needed. sorry, the pre-science. Yeah, I'll take the Tidal Hallberg. I'll hold on to it. We'll see. It might be worth it, might not be worth it. Is a debate. Ooh, Tether Azor is again interesting. Submerge, I do like that idea as well. Playing that and getting extra defense on the next spell I cast kind of works in the same way the Plagas does. I mean, there is the option of actually taking the ritual here, because I'm going to be able to get extra value every single time stuck onto the spell for the turn whenever I use it, so there is that option, plus the extra spell thing might be useful in a way, but probably not really. I think we just go with the artifact here. Do we just actually go with the power? What's the map like? Yeah, pretty much got a straight run, so there shouldn't be any issue. I don't need to fight anything else, really. The power just means sure that I can make sure I can actually get like the DPS up, but is probably the safer bet. Let's do that then. And then, yeah, we'll take the artifact from here instead. 12 spells cast, on health loss, apply 3 poison, or every third we'll take the extra die, why not? I'll gain the max life here, there's no point doing anything else. Into here. Ooh, enemies have +5 hearts for each upgraded. Yeah, I'll take that as well, actually. That gives me an extra shard, which I can put into here. And now this is where we make the decision on which is the better choice. I think with the amount of dice I have, Seawall can go. We don't need the extra bit from there. The Glaciate comes in, and so does the Plagas for my defense. And then we upgrade the Glaciate to give me that ×2 multiplier there. And then this will be a lot useful. That way I get the double hit from the Plagas for the bonus armor, and I also get the extra fury from it because it's got the bonuses there, so technically don't lose anything on the fury side either, which is actually kind of useful. We use the 5s instead of the 4s here to generate the even die, which is, that's the idea. Set this off with the 6, so now we have ×2, and I believe, yeah. It also gives me the 16 block because it ×2 again. That's a little trick with that one that I absolutely adore, I will say. Now, I do 30 damage currently with this, so there is points in like rerolling a little bit just to see if I can get a one-shot on this guy or this guy. I will reroll that one actually at 6. 18 damage, that is a kill on the front one, so I will do that because this guy ramps up. Is that Nick a kill on the back guy as well? But I want to fully defend, so I'll do that. Now I could do more damage. I think we just leave the 6 and the 3. Actually, I should reroll to get that higher as well. If I think about it, because it will trigger this as well. And now we get all my dice triggering. Man, that is one hell of a turn step, isn't it? I don't need to do very much. That's a 6 and a 6 to go into there. I'm gonna upgrade this die to a 6, so it makes sure that both these trigger every time. We need to do that, and then that goes into there to make sure we're defended. We've got enough damage now to kill that guy. Don't want to hit that one, he's got the defensive shield. And then I guess we just reroll a little bit. I'll roll this now. Might get more value out of that. And that's just there to get some defense. Get my 14 delay block. I'm loving this blossom with the twin rune on it. It is so good. That's something that I probably would never have put together normally. So I'm kind of happy it's happened in this run of just picking up a random spell. I can generate a 3 this way, so we'll do that as well to make sure we have it. And then I guess I'll pop that in there to get the port, then put that up as well. And then we can do the 3 on this, remove that guy, and someone dies. Nice. And we got our power potion ready for the final fight. Ooh, defense potion. Throw that away, I'll take that, some good defense just in case. Interesting stuff, my friend. I do like some decent spells, but unfortunately I think we are literally set up in a particularly good way. I'll take that because it gives me gold, which technically gives me a higher score, and disenchant it immediately. Give me some max life, because that's better than just healing in this case. And let's go. So, I'm going to set the power up first. That's the main point we're going to do. And now, I'm going to generate some 6s, because I think that's a good idea. To start my my delightful run. I think I then do this, and then put that into the Glaciate to trigger that. I can reroll these so kind of can make sure they trigger everything if I wanted to, or get more defense, but I think we're good. I think we are good. Oh no, they're going to predict that. It's going to be a nightmare. What will I ever do? Oh yeah, have you predict. It's fine. That's a 6. Technically that's worth doing with that one rather than anything else. We get a 6 back. I'll reroll that 3 into the 6. That one goes in there. That gives me more defense. I'm going to reroll this. That's a 5. Reroll the 1. Then Rhinehail something. just target the boss. That's all we're going to do. I'm just going to target the boss. Why bother with the hands? The hands aren't going to do very much anyway. Again, I will chuck those in there, because as long as I got like 2 ether die, I don't really care what other die I have available to me, so that goes in there as well. That's a 4. Reroll. I'll put the 3 in there. Reroll. A 1. That's a 4. I mean, I could do it again, but I just don't see the point in that. We got like enough defense to stop stuff from happening. I have got minus 6 attack. That's really going to not affect me. Oh yeah, it's just, isn't it trying to get extra dice as well? That would be hilarious, otherwise I lose extra dice. Okay. Some 6s are on here, so let's get rid of those first. I am not a fan. We've already got 5 goes in there. That generates into there. Do that again. We got a 3 ready. So let's put that 3 and that in there. Reroll this to get a little higher value. Roll the 2, reroll that. I will use this now to deal damage. Do I defend myself enough? I do. Don't need to worry about the hands. Just double checking. Just double checking. I mean, I should have tackled that. I got the extra damage, so why not? It's still 18 I could be doing if I was smart. Okay. Again, double 6s. We're at 5. That 6 goes in there. Trigger the 4 there. Trigger that 4 there. I have a 2 and a 1. I got a 3 there as well. Let's do this into that. Get the 3 there. I'm going to reroll this. Hope we get higher value. Maybe not. We will. We do. So just make sure we can keep going. 2 4s for the defense. That'll give me a 3 for next turn, guaranteed. There we go. And theoretically, I should have enough. But you never know, right? You never know. You don't count your chickens until they hatch, kind of thing. That's the blossom in there. Don't have anything else to worry about. It's just re-rolling and setting stuff up. So 2 5s. I'll put that and that 5 in there. This should be the last turn anyway. We'll fluctuate this a little bit, get some more rolls out. And then 75 damage. There we go. 3 times. That was a good run, actually. I like that. Rime Hail is always so fun when you get it with especially any sort of Fury gain and stuff. Such a good build. I wonder how consistently you can get this sort of setup, or at least like Sleet Sky, and then some way to continuously cast it with extra dice value and stuff. So this is something we might end up looking towards at trying to generate on repeat whenever we play with Lapis on later runs and stuff. At least in theory, right? At least in theory. But yeah, anyway, let's move on. We're going to jump into Azar. Now, I played a lot of Azar in the sense of trying to figure out what runs work, and especially at higher levels, what is the best, and what is most consistent. I think there's only one build that can pretty much win every single time you try it, and it's kind of hit or miss if you get it is the problem. I think the life loss builds are very difficult in the sense that you need to get very specific things to be able to get it to work, and you're going to be at such low life in some cases that the later descents are going to just one-shot you before you get to do anything. So you're going to kind of hold back. I think this one in particular is absolutely terrible because you just don't have a consistent way to do things. So like it's kind of like you either hit or you miss, and the problem is like it's always a 50-50 chance before you even start to get value out of it. If you're not doing it that way, then you might be losing time or losing spells and dice and things. Like, you do get value back, but I just don't know. I've never really rated this quite well. I think the first one is actually probably the most consistent. The Flame Hunger, especially with the upgrade on Dice Destruction, falls into its kind of build path that you're looking at pretty well. Dice Destruction stuff appears in general quite a lot, even on later descents, because you get more out of it. And like you got just decent spells to start with as well, which kind of play all into each other quite nicely with this, like, you know, a neutral good spell, a spell that likes low cost die being put into it. It's just pretty good setup. What do you pick for like the things to go alongside that? Well, I mean, you've got the countdown reduction, maybe to trigger this for free. You've got the idea of getting extra free rolls, which is just brilliant for any build that you choose. And at that point, then maybe just the extra healing if you're maybe just a little bit on the more, I'm going to take a risk side. I think the critical is really good. Just because it gives you a chance to one-shot stuff pretty early, especially from 2 turn onwards. So that's what I'm going to stick with anyway. I think it has the higher upside. And you are kind of trying to focus on just like essentially having that one turn when you do a lot of damage in most cases, like either powering up, doing other things, or just trying to hit them with a lot of damage with a blaze or stuff, which kind of builds into that idea of like putting little things into it. And there goes that. Lots of ones. That is actually pretty good. I'm actually going to put in 2 2s into this. We got the 2 2s back. Look at that, 18 damage. That would have been a one-shot if we had the thing already. 3. And technically, we've already got it triggering, so we're good. It's a pretty good setup, pretty good setup. Now, what is the build we would like to go? This is the question. So Iron Guard, I always like it because you get a way to generate some power, which can be semi-useful. I think Roaring Embers is just an upgrade to my current spell with Blaze, so that it actually goes quite well with our build, and we can get the upgrade here, but we do lose that immediate upfront value. But like, put 1 in dice there, you actually gain the value back anyway, so it's not really a loss, which you're gonna at least put 1 die in it. So I think the Roaring Embers is the way to go here and upgrade my offense immediately as a choice. At least that's the plan. And then we'll see what else pops up. Great, so this guy. I dislike this guy. I generally do dislike him. The main reason I dislike him because the fact that he does more and more damage the more you hit him, and higher defense levels, this Berserker thing keeps going up in value. So, not really my cup of tea, but now with the crit we win. This is why the crit is so good. You just get like a decent amount of damage that you set up your second turn, and yeah, you're good to go. Ooh, okay. This is actually a really interesting way to look at this. So all 3 of these are really good, at least in my opinion. Maybe not for like certain types of builds, but for the build I'm doing, probably these 2 are like, I wouldn't say god tier, but they're exactly what I'm looking for my build. This kind of fits into the idea of giving me that critical or giving me some defense, so essentially it's a straight upgrade to my Dawn Dome, which is nice. The Hemorrhage though gives me other ways to get that little bit of extra damage out while not sacrificing too much in my dice value. So essentially I can apply the Rupture to stuff and actually get a little bit extra damage out of it if I want to, while also getting that countdown effect reduction on a random spell, which if we force it could always be the Roaring Embers later. Pyre is really good. I think I should take it. There is the option of going for the word I can't pronounce. Is it like Philologisch? My brain doesn't like that word for some reason. I can't pronounce it. Although I love the spell. I love the spell. I think we take Pyre though. Again, it's a straight upgrade to the Dawn Dome, and I'm more likely going to put more than 4 dice into it with the Flame Hunger and stuff like that anyway. So, and it also means I can stack up criticals for things like the Roaring Embers and things as well later. Which way are we going? We can still get that by going to the Elite, so let's do that. Do this, face the Elite, get the shards. Now here's the option, is like, what do you upgrade? At the moment I don't really have any sort of dice distraction stuff, although you can use that at the end of your turn. We're going to do this on the countdown just so I can get immediately more value from that big one shot when I put loads of small die in it. And then that's our route plan we're going to go. So we got a plan of attack essentially of what we're choosing to do. Now the next thing is just to implement it. We don't need to worry about actually casting anything this turn, so we can actually sacrifice die even at worse value. And then just kind of set stuff up in the way we need it to. We don't need to worry about getting the crit active this turn, so that's also something we can just ignore. Get that set to the 1. And then I guess we'll set the Dawn Dome up. I'd rather get the 4 in there if I can. If I put 3 in there, I got no opportunity to do that, so that's why I'm playing around that way. Get some 1s for me, please. That would be delightful. And yeah. Almost. That would have been hilarious if I could do that, but can still one-shot. Or two-shot, I guess. Man, the crit book is so good. It's the crit book. It's not the hymn book, it's the crit book. What else do we want here now? None of these really fit the build we're going for. Brimstone is useful just to give me that extra defense, so there is an option on that as well. Kind of beats out Dawn Dome, so I don't need to worry about getting small amounts of defense, so we'll take it. Goes in there. Now there's the option of what do we upgrade again. The extra charge here just means I get that more upfront defense for one, which is pretty cheap defense. We are going to a shop, so we'll save it. Make sure we can leak out a little bit more. Anti-life is also kind of cool. Fireball, though, is kind of an upgrade again as well. And that deals damage to all enemies, not just one. And with the crit, that's even better. So, yes, please. Cauterize is also a really good upgrade to just getting some defense. Does have a bit of wound issuing, but to be honest, you can kind of work around that a little bit as well, even if you picked it up. So that is probably also a good pickup. I'm sorry, Roaring Emperors, you just... although you're pretty good, and I do like you. Fireball is... such a good upgrade. Such a good upgrade. Now there's also this as well, where we could get extra die, which I think is actually the way we're going to go with this. Because an extra one or stuff is going to help out with this, and this is probably one of the first times I've probably gone ignited on this spell. So, yeah, very interesting choice in my opinion that. Sap Life Force could be something we pick up, the extra crit from Potion. The extra life would be something I would probably pick up in other stages, but I think I'm going to gamble a little bit and roll down. Ooh, start a battle, just give me some defense. That's actually kind of useful. Countdown stuff on each spell is also nice. It helps set some of this stuff up. Issue is I want dice to be spent in Pyre at the moment, so it's not really that good. Carl's Memory. I like Carl's Memory. The longer a fight goes on, the more damage it's going to deal, which eventually can do some good stuff, although probably not for this build. I think we take the safest option and go the Enchanted Cloak to give me that one turn that I can set up on. And then we'll go this way, then back to the fight, because we don't need that out of the shop. Okay, every 3 threes rolled, roll a 1, which we do roll a good amount of 3s with this, so that is actually the best thing we can pick up. Having a Cube of Darkness gives you just an extra consistent dice, and if you had ways to split that dice up and re-roll it, that could be pretty useful, but I think here we just go with the Trinity Statuette, and then move on to the fight. We're going to plan stuff out, try and do it efficiently as possible. I think this is the best way, and then, you know, a bit of min-maxing has never hurt. The great thing is, because we've got that immediate defense, we can just get as many dice as we want, and not have to worry. We can take a few hits as well on that first turn. And look at that, 3 threes and we get the extra die. Man, this is going to be such a good run. I'm going to put all the 1s in there first. Let's give me some extra defense just to make sure. Then put that, and technically that is almost a kill on everything. But am I greedy? No, we can do it with the blaze. It's fine. I don't even need the critical. Oh, this run I think is also another weird one because I picked up stuff. Meteor we don't really want. Searing Heat is kind of fits into the build, admittedly, and there is a reason why we should take it. There also is the countdown reduction on destruction if we had that, or just getting extra weakness, which could help save us. So there is an argument for both. I'm going to take the Searing Heat because it fits the build a little bit better, and you know I might have more of a use for it rather than trying to reroll her. And then, again, am I looking for spells, or am I just wanting to be safe? I think we'll just gain some max life here. I don't think there's any point in rolling. I don't know really what would fit into this build to help me out just yet, and I got no way to fit other spells in, so the extra health is more consistent. Let's do this then. Another 3 would be delightful, my friend. We did not get it. But I can put 2 in here to gain some extra defense, although it doesn't matter. And let's set up. It's that point where it's like, how much are we going to do this? Pass the turn. So, this is kind of the only problem I have, is the fact that I do need to make sure I have ways to gain some defense back and stuff, so I have to trigger the brimstone when I trigger this, so that's something I have to be aware of. But we can take a good amount of damage from this to get all the triggers, and then, yeah. Well, well, well. 60 damage, people! That's funny. I really probably should have actually got rid of the blaze instead of the other one. That's my bad on that. I should pay more attention to what I'm doing. We should put that in there. Trigger the pyre, we can't trigger any else way. And then get that, get as much defense as we can, then hit you with that, and then play safe, I guess. Kill. Okay, turn 2 kill, turn 2 kill. What else are you going to give me? Ooh, ether dye, which is extra dye to start with that does carry over. That could be interesting. Hexing robes, I don't mind actually that. That could be actually useful. And then we also have the shuriken and mana stone. What spells do we get though? The hemorrhage I do like. Is interesting. Heat stroke works well with our searing heat that we picked up, so there is some other bits of things we could do with that. I think here's a good opportunity for me to kind of reroll and see if get something better. The burn scar is interesting to give me extra uses, but I don't really care about it. We're already doing more damage than this one can do, so Reforge is something we'll pick up, just in case we get the opportunity to maybe flex into some dice destruction. Probably don't need to, but is probably somewhat useful. And I don't really want the countdown because I want to spend dice in these, and the countdown reduction is probably slightly better. Let's swap that out for Searing Heat, I think, now, actually. So, I'm going to get a better one in this, and... I guess we're taking the balanced one. Because I have the Searing Heat, I didn't really want to give anything else away as such. Although having the extra attack has been working wonders recently, so... we're going to the left, I assume. Yep, we are. Ooh, we have to face 2 elites if we do that. Well, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Let's go. I'm loving the fact that I get extra 3s, or another 1 just by getting 3 3s. Well, this build works out so well because of that. 2, 2, 2, and... Don't want to cast it just yet, because I can double it up. Do we? Yeah, and they're not attacking me, so it's fine. We'll secure my defense. Set everything up a little bit. Yeah. I guess Pyre is probably the weaker choice, but it has the ability to give me the extra crit when I may need it. So I'm kind of like, I don't really want to give it up because of that. So there is some method to the madness as such on there. 48. It's triggered. Ooh, you got like a lot of power. I am not happy about that. I don't use the ones. Put that in there first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Use the weakness. Have more weakness. Play it safe, don't be silly. And then, yeah, we just do this, actually, here. I feel like I'm playing Dungeons & Dragons now. I'm just like, I fireball everything. Ooh, Kindle. You know I do like myself a good Kindle. Plus with dice destruction upgrade as well, that could be pretty good, and we can kind of roll into that a little bit. Incinerate is interesting, but we don't really care about it. And then Infuse Shield does give me some reroll potential while still gaining some decent armor out of the 3s as well. Well, Kindle's only good if I wanted the 3 or 4. Problem is the 4s I don't really want. The 3s I would love to have. So I think we go with Infused Shield as the option here. Which is slightly better than Brimstone because it does the same job what I'm expecting it to do after I've used it once, I guess. We'll think about it, We'll try out for one fight and see if I want to be a little bit flexible in that slot. I think both will be in the final build if we get to there. So I don't think this is like too bad of an issue, but it's definitely something to consider. Of like, because if I get lots of 3s, I'm going to want to be able to chuck them somewhere and get value out of them, which I can get more 1s and 2s and stuff, which is actually right up my alley. That's a turn 1 kill. There we go. Good old Fireball. The cause and solution to all of life's problems. Falling Fire is not bad. Wildfire Explosion, I wouldn't mind that either. We do have some decent dice destruction stuff. Mutilation is some way to get extra die, but not very specifically. Now, if I did have a full dice destruction build, I've got Reforge. Issue is my Flaying Hunger has actually already got the upgrade, so we're not really going into that fully yet. These two are actually pretty good because they give you passive ways to deal damage, but I don't need them. I don't need extra dice generation, not in this way, because it's not specific enough. So we're going to reroll on that to try and get any other option we can do. And Inferno is interesting. Eviscerate doesn't really work. Suspension is slightly better just because it gives us other ways, and there might be things we can pick up to help reinforce that a little bit more, to give me like ways to prevent them from dealing damage to me as such. Now, I got the option to go to the shop instead of this, but I still want to get the artifact, so we'll go to this here. Automation Rune. Ooh. Yeah, okay. I don't really have any good thing to put on the Automation Rune, unfortunately. Oh, that's really annoying. Actually, that is actually really annoying. I don't have anything that's actually decent. Like, even the Reforge isn't really that good. I mean, technically, I do roll 1 die with it. Like, even at the worst case, I get a die every turn. So, that's still fine. And if I do destroy some die, I'm going to get extra die per cast. So, lose a non-attack spell, and I can lose the Dawn Dome. That's fine. So Reforge gets the Automation Rune put on it. Every 6 roll, 3 damage to wall. We don't care about that. Don't care. Spell depleted, gain Fury. Again, I don't really care about that either, so I'm rolling these. 10 spells cast. On dice destruction, get 2 blocked. On enemy death, roll a die. I think we maybe lean into the bit of dice destruction, see how that all works out for us. After this fight, I'll have a way to put in the Reforge, so... Oh, this is beautiful. I get some revenge on this fight. I have waited for this moment. I have dreamed of this moment so much. So much. I get 8 extra armor, that's fine. I can just do a Searing Heat here to make sure that guy doesn't do too much. And get more armor as well, and then pass the turn. And doesn't quite kill the front guy, but gets rid of all the back ones, so Hallelujah. And then we can just play it a little bit safe if we need to, so. Lots of 3s, that's delightful. Put that in there. Got 6 in there. More 3s back, more 1s. Reroll. Another 3. I could have put the 4 in there, to be honest, but. And then a 1, a 1, a 1, and a 1. I guess we do this and that. Put 2 dice in here. 2 dice in there. We're defended. We're all safe. Oh yeah, the dice destruction if I get too many gives me blocks, so that's also fun. And then I don't actually need to worry about anything else, so. Almost had it. If they didn't put the block up, I probably would have had that or a bit more damage. Flamestorm. I mean, Fragmentize is also one of the other things we could go for, but I have no power scaling or stuff like that, so although Flamestorm is funny and hilarious, I don't think it's the right choice, because you go with that, and then suddenly you cast at the end of turn and do 30 damage to places with extra power gain, which, again, is not something we have. Fireball is doing wonders right now, so there's no need to force it. Fragmentize is interesting because it's going to be a way to break down bigger die without doing other stuff, and we could put 6s in there to gain a bit of power if we want to, or just get the chance to do it twice. So again, that's more ways to get dice destruction, which could be cool. Reforge is probably going in anyway, and then what else is the option here? Not too sure. Not too sure. I still think the Fragmentize is the better choice for like later picks, and like re-rolling I don't know what else I'll be getting, so we'll take it. Ooh, fire, earth, or water spell. So thinking around this, other fire spells around the kind of I'm probably not going to get anything I want. The air spells could be interesting, but there's nothing that kind of goes for this build off the top of my head. I think earth spells in general are just good as standard by themselves, so there is always a reason to take them. And yeah, actually those aren't bad options. Yeah, don't really care about that. Thornlash does give me ways to be kind of semi-defensive while being offensive, but we rely on crit quite a lot, so big hits are more important, so I'll reroll these, although that's a really good setup. And infuse potency, terraform. I mean, the Earthbane actually does give me offense plus a way to get extra defense, so that's actually not that bad. Especially on a 3 as well. I can just shove 3s into deal a bit of chip damage and get extra defense for free. So yeah, I'll take the Earthbane. There's a reason for that. Good fits into the build if I get a lot of dice and having lots of dice destruction things happen. Now we're taking the super elite. That's fine. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. This one might be a problem. Indeed. For those who do not know, this guy is going to do a lovely thing, which is to clone himself and create another thing, and I've got to try and make his day annoying to deal with, although he's going to get that extra hit on me, which is going to be great, so... Which, yeah, I'm kind of not happy about, to be honest. Yeah, I need something other to give me other defense things as well. I'm gonna do this first. Okay, cool. We'll use this potion to remove that guy, and then I can defend easily. Actually, no, we should do this. We get 2 die back to the Reforge. The issue there was allowing it to, like, do I want to get more die or not kind of thing. That's what 6 in there, which needs to do 34 damage. We should be fine. We got 2 crit ready. 3 goes in there. Pop that in there. A 1, a 1, a 1, a 3, a 1. Cool. Crits making the difference. Crits are making the difference. I am not going to worry about that. Now, do I want to take the Soulstone? I'm interested in it. Demean would be nice, but the issue is it's got this overcharge on it, which I don't like. So that's kind of a bit annoying. Should we go for like the final boss? Do I want to gamble that on my streak? I don't think I want to, but it's still worth disenchanting. It's actually pretty good. Blaze can go now. So we'll take it anyway. I could reroll. See what the other 2 spells are. Again, I think we get some max life. Now, you could even activate the Soulstone immediately. I noticed in that fight in particular, if I don't get the one shot, I don't really have much in defense with setting stuff up. So, although I'd love to put the Earthbane in, and like I can't use 3s consistently because I'm going to get loads of stuff, I should put the Brimstone in. I think that's just the way it should work. And then we can go like Infuse Shield with 3s to get small amounts. We need to upgrade it as well. And then we've got Brimstone, which is the other thing we can use to get little bits of stuff. Pyro might be the thing that come out, but to be honest, because it keeps giving me the crits when I want to, and maybe I need them later, it might actually be worth keeping in because of the bosses, so... Though there is method to the madness as such. Right. Reforged already doing work. I love that I can just reroll stuff like that as well. It's great. 1, 1, and 1, and 1. Let's put that and that in there. We take the damage from you. I'll put a 2 in there. Put another 2 there. Put 2s. I can only put 1 2 in this. I can't put anything else. Because then I don't get the chance to put extra die in. So... I gotta watch out for that. And there is a reason for me to let dice get destroyed at the end of a turn as well, so I just gotta watch for me being able to play it like that also, right? Yeah, that was a good choice to switch to Infuse Shield, to be honest, but... that was a good choice. So I don't have very many 1s. So 1, 2... 3 and 4. We get the crit set up. Then we just do the 54 damage. Just not enough on the scales then. I can put a 2 in there. That sets it up for more use again. Gotta work this out. Got to work this out. Okay, a 1, and a 1, and a 1 has to go in here. Okay, should be anything else, to be honest, so I'll put a 3 in here. Because I can't use it anywhere else, so I don't want to, because it takes up too much value. More damage. Defense, and I did that wrong. I should put the 2 in there again. I want to make sure I keep my crits nice and high so I've got enough of them to do the things I want, or at least sacrifice die to make sure I get more every turn. But yeah, Reforge with the autocast just gives me 1 die every single time. It's great. It's like I could actually sacrifice something to give me like the Rage Blade or something. That would actually be awesome. Absolutely awesome. Actually, the Rage Blade would probably be pretty good for this build. It would give me the thing that I'm currently missing, which is how to kind of deal with more damage than what I can actually dish out in a turn. So that actually might be a pretty good solution to my problem. I am thinking about that now. Like, it generally is a pretty good solution to it all. Have to do the one, we'll chuck a 3 in there because there doesn't matter about it. Just gain that crit. Do, and do. And use the 3 there. Get them all knocked out. Put 1, 2 in there. We don't need to worry about defense, but we can set this up. We can pop that in there and do that in here for the extra crit. And we'll just plan around stuff. Plan around what we can do. 1 dice at a time. I think that this is the point of where I probably say this is where it becomes boring, because you know that the plan, you just got to take loads of turns to do it, which is the more annoying bit, right? Give me the crit. Pop that in there. I mean, I don't need to do any more than like 30 damage or so, because that's the amount of hits I can make and not do anything else. I should give the brimstone a chance. We need to put that in there for that, and that, and that, and that for the extra bits, for the defense. Could have used Searing Heat, but this again gives me the crit now, so. Nice. That did not work as well as I thought it would. Good thing I got the brimstone. I can avoid taking more damage. I can roll in there. Ta-da! Fireball victories. Okay, so what's our choices? Ooh, Chest of Wonders. Oh, Rage Blade. That's just an instant pickup, I think. That solves my last problem. Anything else in here that could be interesting? Phoenix Ward could really help out, actually. With just, like, the long-term defense and stuff, because it'll increase in destruction over the time. Flame Surge gives me defense and ways to get the critical without specifically doing the pyro thing, so that could also be better here. Which I think is going to be the option here, because that way I can just increase this by that and get the extra 2s, so 2s become valuable and 1s, because we get extra other ways to get defense stuff. And let's take the Rage Blade. So, Flame Surge, we got all this stuff happening. Man, this is such a good build. Man, I'm getting everything I want for Christmas this year. It came early. To the event then. We'll make a decision when we go after that. Ooh, Dark Arts, which we don't care about. Paid to upgrade a random spell. Anything that could happen, that's upgraded already. That's upgraded already. Searing Heat, either one is actually kind of good. It could be bad. Either one is technically fine on that as well. Infused Shield. I really would like to gain the armor on that, so I gotta be careful. And either one technically is fine on this. It doesn't matter, but it could give me the neutral option. And Countdown doesn't make a difference, but the extra dice could be really good on there. So we'll see what we gain first. I got the extra dice. I just keep rolling 7s. That literally has just cancelled out the Rage Blade I've just picked up as well. That is just so funny. I generally mean that as well. That is just really funny. Like I couldn't make that up, and now I'm using like all my good luck right now on a run that probably doesn't matter, and then I'm gonna moan later that I'm having really a bunch of bad luck because I made a poor decision later. You know? It's the Frozen Melon special, right? It's something I have to do. Give myself some more armor and then some more crit for later, but we're gonna one-shot them I could have one-shot them that turn, to be honest. I don't know why I did that. There we go. Good old Rage Blade, and then getting the crit on top of that. This is brilliant. To be honest, none of this even matters anymore. Like, I generally... we're not going to go for... I mean, I could go for it. There's no point, though. There's no point keeping any spells either, because there's nothing else I need from them. Just take the most expensive one. Do you want this, or do you want the shop early? Oh, because I can't go to this shop, so guess we'll go here and get some relics. Some artifacts, sorry. I still can't help myself but say that. Yeah, and let's see what we get. Start battle 1 power, seems kind of interesting. Every turn gain irradiant. On enemy death, gain block. Just give me the 1 power then, I guess. Might as well take it. Ooh, gaining block gives me a bit of fury. That sounds delightful. Get rid of that. We have a nice potion I can pick up while we're here. A dodge potion, no. Don't need spells, don't need the ritual. Marked, this is where it can be useful. Splitting dice will be useful. Let's go. Take the elite fight. Ooh. You're not friendly. And that is going to be difficult to deal with, maybe. To be honest, I should outscale that regardless, so... I don't think there's a problem. And I can kind of be a bit safer about it, because, like, the Fury is what I care about on the Fireball. So I can actually, like, start chipping away at this by gaining some of the, Banefire. So there is kind of method to the madness of doing that now. Because, like, casting this doesn't really affect anything right now, although it does use the Fury, but... we can just wait. It's... yeah. We can just wait and then deal the one shot. Well, I guess we just two-shot him, technically speaking, from here. Do this now and do it next turn. Yes. Sorry, my brain was having a think about what my decision process was there, and I wasn't too sure if I was happy with what I was doing. But yeah, I think I am still correct in doing this. Could actually let those die go and try and deal with this a different way. Because the issue is I might not get the chance to get enough dice to cast a Fireball as such. But I should still be able to do that regardless. I think. I guess we take a bit of damage here. No, we don't. We don't need to take damage. We took it from his hit earlier. I'm not taking any more than necessary. Ta-da! Good old Fireball builds. I love them. Like, I generally... doesn't matter what I take now. Yeah, we're not even taking the potion. What are we upgrading here? I think upgrading this to give me more defense is pretty much the main thing. We'll do this. We'll take the max health. We'll go to here. We'll take the artifact. I could go shop as well, but I'm like, why worry here? Here comes an ethereal dice. Yeah. Every time 2 times losing health, roll a 1 or 3. Don't care. You reduce health loss. Or apply rupture. I would like to apply the rupture, but again, like, I don't think it actually helps the build at all. Like, I do 1 extra damage. As long as I got enough damage, like on the second turn, to one-shot everything, I think it's... or even the first turn, I could probably do it as well. Like, that's the hilarious thing, is I think I could actually set it up on the first turn with these 2 2s. And then roll that again. So I don't actually think there's any particular need for me in certain scenarios to actually worry at all. Just wipe everything out on turn 1. One-shot dreaming, baby. Ooh, Vase Blade Orb. See? That's where we go. You don't matter anyway, although that could be interesting as well. But there's no point changing to you because you're technically worse than my Fireball, but nice to have you on board. Give me more max health. And then just disenchant stuff, get a bigger max score. And let's do this boss battle. What's the time? I need to get some food and stuff like that, so this might be my last run of the day. I only get a couple in. Got to sort stuff out as well. Okay. Can I do it? Is my question. We apply this now. I'm going to use this to get as many ones as I can. I only care about ones. These two twos go in there for the first turn. We're going to do this. Another one. Another one. Another one. Put that 3 in there. Another one. Another one. It doesn't give me enough, does it? That does... Oh, that's annoying. It's a shame. I was thinking maybe I could get the Fireball to go off and do the one challenge, but... See if I could do that, but I have no way of doing it outside of getting more power, basically, so... It's a shame, but... We'll deal with it. Put that one there. Oh no, that got broken. That's terrible. Don't break the Reforge. That's pretty much my entire plan. Only got 7 armor here. You've got to do that. Yeah, just want to have to do that. I wasn't going to do it anyway, but... The main thing, as long as the Reforge isn't the thing that gets taken, like, I can actually deal with everything else. So... My only problem is that invulnerability. I wish you could go over it in one limit, like it just didn't affect it, but apparently that's not allowed. So, 2 and a 2, 2 and a 2, 2 and 1. It's a shame. Almost had it though. A good one shot would have been kind of cool, and I would have been chuffed to bits, but unfortunately it was not in the dice today. Yeah, I have been thinking of like how I would actually get that challenge done, like what would be the best way to do it, but I haven't really found a solution to that problem that make it consistent. And then you could quite easily just get some really weird stuff where you don't quite get the thing you want, which doesn't help the situation either. Oh, it's you. I'm going to just take the hit here. We can get an extra die for next turn. Take 4 damage, but it's fine. Another 1 can go in there to get some defense. Put the 6 in there. Then put a 3 in there. That 3 rolls, that 3 rolls. That 3 goes there, makes you weak. I mean, we could even go like the whole passive damage route. That's like the other thing on this. Like, we could have done that also. And just set up the Banefire combos and stuff. So it wouldn't be a bad route either, but... again, it's pretty much just wearing down the clock now until at least we get the win. So don't think we need to worry. They've got like 4 crits ready and waiting. Maybe one more offensive spell would be the play, really. Maybe. Bunch of 5s that I don't need. 2 1s, I guess, go in here. Give me that defense. And then, yeah. You know what? Let's just put all the 1s in here. Okay, no, I get another 1. No, I do not. And set everything else up to make sure we're defended. And then we'll just one-shot them with whatever we get later. At least I thought that was the plan. Not quite. I should do this just so I can get some of the stuff for the defense. Technically I need Vex 2, so it's 2 damage, I get more out of it. Same with that, get more out of defending, so we'll work around it. And then I don't even need to worry. Okay. So that's 3 wins in a row overall, with what I've got on my history, which is kind of nice. Adding to that tally, and then we've got Sephara to do. Then that's all 0 Descent runs done. That's a 4 win streak on the board. And then we move up to Descent 1, and that is kind of the next plan. So let's look at my play history. So you can see here, our Hazel, we had our win. We then had the Lapis with the Fluctuates. We had the Flame Hunger Bill with the Tsar we've done now today. Loads of other runs I've been messing around with in the past and stuff where we did really well, really terribly, but yeah. And then we can work our way up. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to leave it there today. I got stuff sorted out and other last little bits. So all very thank you much for coming or watching the video later. Greatly appreciated. And I'll see if I can plan in more streams and stuff with a mixture of this and other stuff I've been playing. So I do want to get back and finish Mal Memories in Orbit, and I want to go back and finish another Metroidvania that I played ages ago, but I kind of been seeing stuff about it again, and I kind of want to go back in to play that, which will be 9 Souls if people want to watch that as well. I might put that up on there, or if no one's interested, I'll play it myself, because, you know, I like playing games. But yeah, much appreciated. Thank you very much. Again, if you enjoy these videos, leave a like, subscribe to see more. And I'll see you all in the next one. So take care.